War. War never changes.
Right, I think we should talk with this chap over here. What a bit barbaric that was, I think. Hello, Arthur.
Some will judge me for what has happened here today. They'll claim that because I could have stopped it, I should have. What do you think?
If it meant saving a life, then you should have stopped it. Why didn't you?
I have only the authority my people have given me. They trust in the end, when Westminster falls, that democracy will take its place. Everything I do must be towards that goal. Any unnecessary use of power will break their trust. And trust is keeping this movement together, not strength. Anyway, don't get the wrong idea. Our tourney grounds across the field are oft used for friendly bouts. Speak to Galahad if you're interested. Is there something you wish to discuss?
I'd like to join the Camelot.
Good. You could be the missing piece. I'm relieved Lancelot sent you to me. Merlin would have you running the beep test. Our contact in Westminster told us of your story. You are no doubt someone who can perform beyond rank-and-file duties. I had some things I wanted to ask you if we ever crossed paths, but now isn't the time. There's a more pressing matter at hand. This feud between the Fletchers and the Baileys, it started as bickering, but now there's blood involved. I fear it will escalate further until one of them is driven from the land. This is not what anyone wants. To lose either family is to lose the food on our tables or the tables themselves. Hunters and woodcutters are the basis of any decent civilization. On top of that, if we're ever going to finish Merlin's trebuchet, we need supplies and aid from both families. So, I need a trustworthy outsider to investigate. In short, I need you. Consider it your initiation.
What do you want me to investigate?
Once upon a time, the two families were friendly. They're neighbors. The Baileys even helped the Fletchers build their treehouse. It's an impressive structure, I must say. The conflict stems from a piece of disputed land. The Baileys kept expanding their lumber yard into the Fletchers' hunting grounds. When the Fletchers appealed to the Round Table for judgment, none had a superior claim. So we split the land in half. They both felt robbed, but the matter was resolved. For a time. That was until the fire. A section of the land caught aflame during the night. It was mostly on the Fletcher's side, but the Baileys weren't unscathed. They both accuse each other of starting it. If either claim is truthful, then sanctions would have to be handed out. I need you to get to the truth of the matter, and I want some evidence.
What do you think of this land dispute?
Well, to be entirely truthful, I think it's unnecessary. The Baileys easily could have expanded their yard in a different direction, or made do with what they had. Same for the Fletchers. That land may have been their most bountiful, but they have acres of Camelot territory to hunt in. I suspect pride is mixed up in this somewhere, on both sides.
Who do you think started the fire?
I have no reason to suspect either family. They both accuse each other of the same crime, and I don't wish to inflict bias on your judgment.
Why do you need an outsider to investigate this?
I would trust any of my men to carry out the investigation impartially, but they wouldn't. The decision on their land dispute, for example, it was a 50-50 compromise, yet both perceive it as a loss induced by bias. With an outsider carrying out the investigation, they might accept the Round Table's decision.
Alright. You said I could be the missing piece. Missing piece of what?
Us. Camelot. Pieces are falling into place, and the gentry are on their way out.
Let's have a look. There's one more. You have some questions for me?
They're not urgent. You can focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready to carry out the investigation.
Good. Start by questioning the leaders, Edward Fletcher and Harold Bailey. Get both sides of the story. Then investigate the scene of the fire. See what you can find. Lancelot ordered patrols to keep an eye on the area and warned everyone to stay clear, so nothing should be tampered with. Once you've brought evidence of the truth, I can bring you into the fold. For now, I'll let Lancelot know you can come and go to the castle as you please. Good luck.
I must admit, I'm not exactly interested in grown men who've decided to dress up as medieval knights. So many better things to do with your free time.
Yeah, I know.
Quite good at this.
Male shirt?
How many corpses have you...
Thomas Bailey doesn't need it anymore. Right. Endurance training, charisma, and suppose I should do intelligence for a bit. Let's do... I mean, I have came across some 10 out of 10 charisma things, so charisma needs to be full. Right, okay. Wait, you're all wearing your bows a bit weird, but okay. We need to talk with this... I can't believe horses are here. That's pretty cool, that is. Weird that they got, like, bug eyes kind of thing. Right, where are we moving to? Oh my word, that's far. Oh, they're so cute. Oh. Tiring work being a farmer. Is there another, like, a way out?
Look where you're going.
Here we are. So, I've altered the game audio. Oh, hello. Let me just search this first. And it should make the audio, like the voice kind of thing, appear... Not appear, but like more... louder, I guess? So, wait a minute. Apparently that male shirt is better than the other thing. And that's the Angel Fatigues. I ever feel like we get attacked by physical things rather than, like... They're hiding in the long grass. Oh. I can't see him. Ah. Gotcha. I'll eventually need to get some intelligence down. Or I'm not going to be able to, like, craft things and stuff. So we've got to figure out who's in the wrong here, right? So we get this land dispute sorted, and then we can help with the trebuchet by the sounds of it. I'll take it. Ah, damn land. Hopefully the next Fallout has that same thing as Starfield does, where you can grip things and pull yourself up. 'Cause boy, we need it. Oh. Hello.
Need something?
I've been sent by the Round Table to investigate the forest fire.
It's about time. There's been too much confusion around this fire. It must be stamped out.
Who started the fire?
Harold Bailey himself, I suspect. Or maybe his father. I doubt he would have gotten any of his boys to do it.
Okay. How do you know it was the Baileys?
Who else would do it? If you have any evidence to the contrary, then fair enough. I'll put a sock in it. But I don't know anyone else with a motive.
What are your thoughts on the Baileys?
Well, I'm certainly not shy about making their involvement in the fire known. I think they're good people at heart. They're just stubborn. They know that land is ours. We moved into the area and claimed it weeks before they even arrived. And they think just because they helped build this place that we owed them. They receive banquets of food in return. More than fair. This was the early days of Camelot, nearly 8 years ago. They could have starved without our generosity.
What were you doing the night of the fire?
I was preparing dinner for my family. I'll do a terrific venison stew. Here, have a can.
And no further questions.
Very well.
Why did John Fletcher challenge Thomas Bailey to a duel?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest, what my brother did was regrettable. John and the boy weren't part of this feud, or at least they shouldn't have been. Being knights of Camelot, they live, or lived, at the castle. Seems they had a feud of their own after the fire, a microcosm of conflict. It's unfortunate it escalated. I almost lost my Mary last year to illness. I can't imagine the pain Harold must be going through. Whatever he did, no one deserves that.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Edward Fletcher, hunter by trade. Me and my family packed up shop and came to Albion 7 years ago, from Brumley. Back there, we had to fend for ourselves. But here, we're protected. We can hunt in peace. It's a good living, and we're good at it. Me and my brother come from a long line of huntsmen. Our father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all stalked the wastes. And I hope my descendants will do the same. Mary, my oldest, continues the tradition. Sarah, my youngest, can't stand it. Says it's cruel. Each to their own, I guess.
Yep. You need any help around here?
Wouldn't say we need help. But if you ever fancy picking up a spear, I'd pay you well for any game you bring us.
Cool. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Edward Fletcher.
How'd you do?
I've been sent by the Round Table to investigate the forest fire.
What are you doing here? It's the Baileys you should be questioning.
Tell
I'm
me about
Bailey.
yourself.
I'm a hunter by trade. My dad and my uncle taught me everything I know. I also help my mum out with her work while Dad's busy with his nightly duties.
Got you.
Goodbye.
What's up?
I've been sent to investigate.
I see. Be careful out there. The Baileys are loose cannons. Take care.
Why didn't God give Radstags 2 bodies instead of 2 heads? That's the bit we don't eat.
Good point. I have some questions.
For sure. Go for it.
I've been sent by the Round Table.
I bet it was the Baileys. They most likely discovered fire for the first time in their lineage and got carried away. Don't be a stranger.
Don't be a stranger.
Hey,
Been sent by the Round Table.
those Baileys couldn't stand to leave a nice woods be. They had to chop it all down for the sake of materialistic things like chairs. They didn't get their way, so they burnt it down. Later.
All right, so it would seem that everyone kind of like of the Fletchers believe it's craft bottle, horseshoe, a jar, a couch. Okay, keep your secrets. I'm just suspicious of everyone. That's how we do it, us investigators. Let's shoot our Baileys though. Oh, you seem crippled, sir. Can I help?
Can I help you?
I've been sent by the round table to investigate the forest fire.
Yeah? Good. Not sure who done it myself. All I know is that my brother shouldn't have died over some poxy forest.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Are you? You round table lot could have stopped it. But you didn't. You just stood and watched it happen.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Ryan Bailey. Not much to say, really. I don't get up to much. I work hard and I keep my head down.
Cool. Why are you limping like that?
We had an accident, that's all. A tree fell on me. Hazard of the trade. Bye.
Goodbye. That's suspicious. Hello.
There.
I'm sorry for your
I
loss.
didn't lose my son. He was taken from me. That whoreson, John Fletcher, murdered him. He can call it a duel all he wants. Fletcher knew my son wouldn't refuse. Thomas would have done anything to defend our family. Worst of all, Fletcher knew he'd win. He's a trained killer since birth. It was murder. Murder hiding behind the notion of honor. John Fletcher is a bitter old man to rob my son of the rest of his life. Someone with a good sword hand should give him what for. I should try myself. I want to tear his guts out with my bare hands. But all I can do is swing this axe. And my sons already lost their brother.
I've been sent by the round table.
Good. The truth about this fire will prove our innocence.
Who started the fire?
The Fletchers. I don't have any evidence, but I know it was them. That may not be good enough for the round table, but it's good enough for me. They're criminals.
What's your thoughts on the Fletchers?
They were nice enough at first. We even helped build that treehouse of theirs, but they quickly revealed their true colors. That land is rightfully ours. It's on our side of the walkway. Stopping our field at some arbitrary line is ridiculous. They have the entire woods to hunt in. Do you know how much additional manpower it takes to haul wood long distance? I used to think they were just stubborn. Now I know it's something more malicious. After what they did to my son, I'll never forgive them.
What were you doing the night of the fire?
Listening to the radio. I always tune into Nigel's show in the evenings. I'd almost drifted off in my chair when the smoke got me up. I thought the whole forest was going to burn down. We managed to stop the spread with the water from the pond.
Edward Fletcher accuses your family of starting the fire.
Of course he does. Look, I know this fire doesn't look good for us. It mostly being their land. But I promise you, it wasn't us. The Fletchers are conniving. They know if we ever did something like that, we'd face sanctions. Most likely, they'd get their half of the land back.
That's true. Or is it? I don't know.
No worries.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Harold Bailey. We were a family of merchants before we came to Albion. We wanted to settle down here, so we picked up a trade. At first, we were just woodcutters, but soon enough we started building our own furniture, and then other people's furniture, and then houses and everything in between. We finally feel like we belong somewhere. I hope the rest of London will see what's happening here and accept Camelot as the way forward.
Yeah, what do you got for sale?
Wood,
Tools and other bits. Furniture is made to order, though.
That's not furniture. That's weapons. Sturdy? That's better than my police officer stuff. On electricity, though. I mean, energy defense. Right.
Can I help you? Yeah? Good.
Talk to
Bye.
him, but he's got nothing else to say. Right, so let's look for the rest of the family. Hello.
Greetings.
Hey, Frank. Been sent by the round table to investigate the forest fire.
I saw 2 people out there that night, shortly before the fire. Didn't get a good look at them, though. My eyes aren't what they once were. See ya.
Sorry, can't talk right now.
Okay, you're not gonna say anything. That means you are my prime suspect. Where have we got to look now? Right. Optional. Question members of the Fletcher family and get a confession. Return to Arthur. Investigate the scene of the fire. Well, where's the scene of the fire? Oh, I think I see it. The Ragstags won't be back anytime soon. Was it a lightning strike? A piece of rusted antler could have broken off during the commotion of the fire. Yeah, maybe. This is where the fire spread over to the Bailey's land. Oh. Okay. Maybe the fence? Oh. Fire origin. This must be where the fire started. Nothing to indicate how it happened. Why is the blood over here? Wait, who are you? Dried blood, yeah. Dried blood, someone or something, what, Ah. Hello, Penny? Damn, I bet too much. Alright, let's sort this by weight. Probably don't need all this stuff still. There we go. There's blood here, blood here. Medkit. The trail of blood ends here with a what looks like to be medical. It must have been a person that was injured.
Need help?
Hello, sir. Name's Timothy, or Timmy for short. Saw the
Timmy.
fire with me own eyes, I did. Thought the old forest was a goner till it started chucking down. Could be I can help with your investigation. Always fancied a career in sleuthing.
Who are your parents, Timmy?
Harold and Susan, but I just call them Mum and Dad. I'm their youngest.
That's great, Timmy. Why don't you run along back to them?
Because I'm gonna help with the investigation. That's why.
Thomas Bailey must have been your older brother. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks. I try not to think about it. Me and me older brother Ryan looked up to Thomas.
How did you know I was investigating the fire?
I watched you snooping around like a prat. That's why.
How can you help me with the investigation?
Well, since I don't fancy digging round in the mud for clues, I can do you one better. I saw a bloke light the fire that night. I didn't see his mug. I was watching from the lumberyard, but he was suited up like a Camelot knight. He ran off to the old shack over there. I didn't follow him or nothing. I'm not supposed to go out on my own. So, did I crack the case or what?
Is there anything you noticed about the man?
Not really. It was dark until the fire properly got going. By then, he'd run off to the shack.
What were you doing in the lumberyard so late?
You know, checking the trees. It's a family business.
You don't really do investigation work. You just a witness.
A witness who just solved your case. Be more grateful.
Thanks, Timmy. That'll be all. I'll certainly follow this up.
No worries. I'm always glad to lend a hand to those in need.
Where's the shack? I have a suspicion that it might have been Thomas, because he's injured. I think it was Thomas. Or someone. Partially shattered lantern. Could this be the start of the fire? Maybe. Incriminating note. John Fletcher. I have the cunning plan to get over on the Baileys at night. Start a fire in the forest. They can't expand their lumberyard then. Your brother Edward Fletcher. Yeah, this does seem like how would I check the optional? I do think I am feeling that it's more to do with the Bailey family than the Fletcher family. I don't know why. Mainly because he's walking around limping. He could have been squished by one of the trees coming down.
Can I help you?
Tell me the truth, Ryan. Why are you limping around like that?
We had an accident, that's all. A tree fell on me. Hazard of the trade.
That wound looks to be infected by something sharp, not something that as blunt as a tree.
Oh shit. It's not what it looks like. At least, it didn't happen the way you think. Please, just let me explain. It was an accident. Me and Timmy were sneaking off to the tavern that night. We wanted to surprise Thomas, One of those bleeding radstags came out of nowhere and rammed right into my leg. I didn't even notice I dropped the lantern. We ran off, and Timothy went to get me some bandages. By the time he came back, the fire started.
Why did Timmy try and frame someone else?
I don't know. I told him not to. We knew this fire would be bad for the family, me especially. I guess he wanted to protect me. Probably afraid of losing another brother.
Does anyone else in your family know about this?
No. I think my mum suspects, but she doesn't know. My dad wouldn't believe it even if he saw it.
That'll be all. Your confession will be used as evidence.
Please, tell Arthur the whole truth. Make him understand.
Well, I got that. Yeah. I thought so. It all made perfect sense. Good job I got high perception. Of course, I'm not allowed into the red table yet. The round table yet. Red table? No. So it was an accident, really. The culprit is the Ragstag.
Patience is key.
Patience is key. The quest continues. Arthur? Arthur? Hello.
How goes the investigation?
I know who started the fire.
Go on.
It was Thomas. It was the Baileys.
As I unfortunately suspected. The evidence?
It was Ryan Bailey. Had an injury consistent with one sustained by the perpetrator. It was Ryan and Timothy Bailey. Ryan confessed, but it was just an accident. No one else knows it was them.
I was so sure this was about the land. I didn't think Harold and Edward could both be wrong. What exactly happened?
They were sneaking off to the tavern. A Ragstag rammed into Ryan's leg, and he dropped their lantern.
Those poor boys. The guilt they must be feeling over their brother. Terrible. I'll have a talk with them. Consider the matter dealt with. I know Edward Fletcher. He's not one to demand sanctions over the mistakes of two boys. And Harold? Well, I'll talk with him too. I asked for the truth and you gave it to me. Now I must act on it. I shall be glad to settle this dispute amicably. Thank you. You've done well, and proven yourself worthy of Camelot. From this day forth, this land is your land. You shall defend it as your own. I bestow upon you the rank of Sergeant. May you serve it well. Now, I had questions if we ever cross paths. Questions about our new head of the civil service, Smythe. Guinevere, our agent in Westminster, has been looking into them for years, but they remain elusive. Who are they?
He's the leader of an underground organization known as Angel. He controls the gentry from behind the scenes, using an army of clone soldiers and scientists.
I see. That's some alarming intel. How did you come by it?
I woke up in one of Angel Labs with no memory of who I was. When I escaped, I followed the trail.
Rough. I imagine that trail led you to Westminster. But who let you in? Few have the privilege to come and go.
I think it was Smythe who put me on the list. They said something about meeting in Westminster face to face.
Curious. I assume that meeting never happened, judging by your prompt incarceration. After you escaped, Tristan and Iseult met you at the tournament. It seems you were more than just an observer. They said you were there to prevent an assassination. Why exactly?
A man known as Mr. X told me Smythe would be there. He claimed to be an angel discient. It was his idea to blow it up.
But you turned him down. Honourable, considering what Smythe did to you. A shame you couldn't prevent it. That tragedy gave them more power. I'd wager Mr. X was more fond of Smythe than he let on. But that's in the past. No point dwelling on it. I expect this Smythe character will take a role in things to come. We must be ready to face all the gentry can throw at us. They're with Smythe now. That gets me onto your next assignment. I want to strike a blow against the Tommies, but I don't want to take military action. At least not yet. Percival is looking into something that you can help with. Speak to him. Good luck, Sergeant.
The Tommies? Tommies are alright, aren't they?